Hi, I'm Jessica with Richie Sales, and here we are with the beautiful Demree of Decor by Demree. How are
I'm
you?
good. How are
I'm
you?
good. I can't believe it's been 2 years since we met each other
I
here at
know
High
time
Point.
really
It
flies.
really, really does.
Yeah.
We met, we've worked together, but I don't really know how you got into interior design. Talk me through a little bit about how we got here.
Yeah. So, very creative person naturally, but also a person who needs things to make sense. I feel like it's always in demand and need. There's so many homes you go into that are beautiful from the outside, and the inside doesn't necessarily follow suit. So,
Okay.
yeah, I've always just had kind of a flair for arranging things. My mother was even in, carpet and flooring sales growing up, so I
Okay.
kind of would see how things coordinate firsthand. And as I got older, I just dabbled in it, loved it. Ended up having a wait list for people waiting for my
Good for
design
you.
services. Yeah, so I feel like I must be pretty good at it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing it now?
Since 2015, business opened 2018.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. Well, your work seems very approachable while still being polished and thoughtful. So, how would you describe your design point of view in your own words?
So I think that's exactly what I try to do. I work with a lot of families. They have kids, they have pets. So they still want to impress their friends when they have company over, but it needs to be functional to
Right.
their everyday life. So, really paying attention to the materials that are being used, things that are going to hold up, things that won't look worn down, but also still, that work for each client's lifestyle,
Sure.
durable. Yeah. So just really being intentional about everything we do and just still being impressive, but
Of
make it
course.
make sense for your lifestyle.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to live in it, so you want to be able to enjoy it and not just look at it from afar because
Right,
it
yes.
doesn't match your lifestyle.
Your house is not a museum.
Right.
Your friends can love it and be envious of it, but you still have to live in there every day.
Let's talk about different clients, right? Every client's need is a little bit different. When you have a client that just is looking for like maybe a refresh in a space, as opposed to like a full new reno or a whole, room redesign, how do you, differentiate that process, or what does that look like?
So first, I think it's important to assess if they have things already existing in their space that are sentimental to them, or they were passed down from somebody else, or they picked up on a trip. It's important still to kind of drive the design direction in the right direction, but still staying true to the things that they love to have around them. So for a refresh, it's very much evaluating what already exists in this space.
Right.
What can I coordinate with that space? Whereas the brand new blank slate, that's a totally different story. It's so important to assess their style and their needs, but every client is different. You can go through my portfolio, every project is wildly different. So I think it's just important to, if they already have things, kind of base things off of that for the refresh so that they can all coordinate and live in harmony. But if it's a blank slate, just really assessing the client's needs, how we can get, the best bang for our buck as far as design services. How can we make this look polished but also really fit your lifestyle?
Right. It seems like you get very personal with them in the beginning because that's important. I mean,
Oh, that discovery phase is so important.
Talk me through what does that look like? I mean, somebody
Yeah.
inquires, right?
Right. No, of course. Asking if they have kids, if they have pets, are they a no-shoe household? Like, there's so many things that you have to ask because those are different types of materials that you can use in the space. How do you entertain often? Just things like that. Like, who will be in the space on a day-to-day basis? Do you want this more for looks, or do you want this for use? Is this an occasional room? Is this an everyday room? That kind of thing.
How does the budget question work? Like, how does that?
It doesn't work. That's no. I mean, it's always good to gauge where people want to spend their money, how they want to spend it. I do always explain, it's more expensive to make mistakes than it is to make the right decision. And a designer is an investment, but it also helps you to make the right decisions. So nobody really actually knows their budget. I mean, I think if everyone said, hey, I'd like to spend $100, like, who wouldn't just say that if you can get the world for that? But it's really just understanding what things cost, the importance in investing in certain things. I know sofas, mattresses, those aren't things you want to skimp on. You spend a large percentage of your life on those two pieces of furniture. So I think it's just important. We want to spend, we go high here, we go low here, just a nice balance of the two. But also keeping it realistic. I'd rather overestimate what we need to spend rather than under, and then there's a shock at the end.
Right. Have you ever had to walk away from a client or walk away from a project?
Yeah. Just difference of opinion. I'm not, ultimately, designers are brought in to make your life easier, make your home more enjoyable, more functional. So if there's not a meeting of the minds, we're wasting time and energy at
Yeah.
this point, money at this point. It doesn't really make sense.
No.
So yeah, if you're not on the same page, or you're getting, there's outside opinions, or a client isn't trusting, sometimes that's not a good fit.
Yeah. And you have to go with your gut, I think, which is hard.
It's a hard lesson. Yes, it's learned over time.
Yeah.
Boundaries are super important in this business, because people can and will try.
Yeah, they will.
Sometimes, especially when you're new, you can be walked all over.
Well, if you were going to talk to somebody who's new, starting off their interior design career, what's something you would tell them?
I would say come in with confidence. Don't ever say you don't know something. Just say, I'll find that out.
Right.
Just come in confident that you are the expert in the situation. People are looking for guidance. They're looking for confidence. They want to be sure of their decisions. There's so many communities out there, of designer communities, where you can ask questions. There's some that are so helpful and ready to just, especially if they don't live near you, because they're not competition. But yeah, I mean, there's just so many designer resources to get the information you need. So I would just say, be really confident, set healthy boundaries. People, clients shouldn't be texting you at 10 p.m.
Right.
That sort of thing. Because I laugh because my kind of nightmares are not the boogeyman. It's like about a backordered pillow.
Right.
Like, it's a different set of nightmares.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's important just to manage the stress, manage the expectations, set boundaries, and be confident.
That's kind of where I like to be an added value to the designer. Like you said, you're supposed to be an expert on everything, and that's a lot.
Right.
It's hard. There's a lot of different areas that are in the spaces. So from a lighting perspective, like, I am a lighting knowledge nerd. I have all the information, and I would love for the designers to come in and ask me questions. Like, that's my job, and I love it. And I can't help you with the upholstery on the sofa, but like, I can help you with the lighting. I can help you with the layout and the scale, or a custom, or selections. And there is a back order, but here's alternate solutions and things like that. So
that's actually important too, is alternates. Like, don't tell people no, or this is impossible. It's like, hey, I know you like this, so let me show you this.
Yeah.
And there's frustrations in the business. You're only in control so much, like stocking and shipping times. It's like, so just provide alternates. It's kind of like with a kid, right? You give them 3 options. They're still all your options and the things that you want to do, but you let them have a little bit of a
little
choice.
Manipulation, so that they think that,
No, but confidence is really important. The good clients will say, I'll defer to you. You're the expert. So that's important.
Thanks.
Yeah.